everybody. Welcome back to my channel. You are once again watching auntieqasmr. There's a little bit of fuzz floating in the air. I just grabbed it. I just plucked it. Plucked it right out of the air. It is July 3rd. Barely. Currently, it is 20 minutes into the day of July 3rd. I'm working one of those leanovers right now. Frequent viewers might know some of the flight attendant lingo, but this is giving me almost like nostalgia right now, because when I first rejuvenated this channel as an ASMR channel of a flight attendant in hotel rooms, I was working a lot of these at the time. I would stack them up. A leanover is where you work a flight from one city to another late in the evening. You spend like 4 to maybe 7 hours in a hotel room and fly back early in the morning. And there was a season of my early life as a flight attendant where I would stack these back to back to back to back, get off in the morning, go home, sleep all day, go back to work at night, not sleep in the hotels. But my ability to hold a better schedule and my preferences for what I like to fly, as well as the rate of my pay, have all improved, such that I don't have to squeeze so hard for my juice anymore, thankfully. But I will still employ that tactic. It's something that is definitely doable. If you want more money 1 month, or if you just want to maximize hours, this is definitely something you can plug in to your available time in your schedule. I just happen to have this one. It's my only one that I've had in a long time. And it's the only one that I have this month. I corrected whatever I messed up in my bid last month, which I don't even think that I messed it up, because I took the advice of a scheduling specialist for my bids last month, and my goal was to not work any 3 days. That's typically always my goal. I want to work turns. I want to avoid layovers, actually, because you don't make a lot of money while you're on a layover. You make money when you're flying, so I want to fly. And then if I want to go somewhere, I'll go there on vacation with my flight benefits, but I no longer try to use layovers as a way to visit cities. And I followed the advice of a scheduling specialist last month, and was like, what happened here? But I went my own way again for July's bid and got what I wanted. I have like basically only turns. I have this one lean over, and then I had the entire last week of the month off. And during that last week, I did pick up one trip to Dublin to work because it is summer and I do want to go to at least one fun destination, but I don't really have vacation money right now. All of my money that I'm making is going to a different endeavor. So I was like, I'm getting FOMO. It's summertime and I have no plans of going anywhere. So I did pick up a Dublin because I love Ireland, and I don't know if I will rent a car because I don't know if I really need to be spending that kind of money right now. But I did ask my mom if she wants to come with me, and then she can rent the car and I'll just drive us around like we did in Calgary. But either way, the hotel that we stay at in Dublin is just like stunning. And I wouldn't mind just, even if I didn't rent a car, I can take the train to Howth, and I'd be very pleased to do that instead of paying to rent a car and drive it to Wicklow Mountains, which I do like every single time, and I go hiking there. But I've also done the Peninsula Loop on Howth, and that's an easy train ride. And it's a really cute area. Get some ice cream on the way back and spend some time in the insane, it's such a stunning hotel that we stay at. It's my favorite one, probably. But by the end of July, I am going to need it because I am moving again. If you watched some of my most recent videos, then you might have heard that my current living situation has just plummeted, unfortunately. I really don't enjoy living in Minneapolis, but I really didn't enjoy commuting as a flight attendant, so I moved to Minneapolis out of necessity. And when I did, I found an apartment that I liked a lot. They had a lot of charm. This old building had a sunroom. It was a one-bedroom, larger than any apartment that I've lived in solo since I was 18, 19. But the building does not have air conditioning. The electrical circuit cannot handle plugging in even just like a 5,000 BTU tiny window air conditioning unit without blacking out. My mail gets stolen, like all my packages get stolen there by neighbors. And I know it's my neighbors because I had like $150 package stolen. At the time, I didn't think it was stolen. I thought maybe somebody accidentally scooped it up because they were expecting a package on the same day as me, so they assumed it was theirs. I had my building manager email the other tenants to ask them if they could double check the names on any packages they might have grabbed that day to see if they had grabbed one that was not theirs. And in response to that email, the next day, I found my package. Or at least I should say, I found the box that my package was shipped in with the shipping label still on it and the invoice for the items that I paid for inside the box. The box was open and the box was discarded in the trash can by the mailboxes. So at that point, I was certain that it got stolen. Not great. And I guess that person did not appreciate getting called out for stealing, because every package that I have not been home to intercept myself since has also been stolen. So apparently somebody's got beef with me, and I don't know why. But that's not the only problem. The building is also just not being maintained. I recently went 10 days without hot water, and it's not legal to not resolve a hot water issue within 24 hours. It's like an emergency repair. After that, the building was broken into. The door has glass window panels, which is admittedly not a very smart type of door to use as the one that secures the whole building, but somebody had smashed through one of the window panels such that anyone off the street could just put their hand through, reach in, and open the door and get in the building. And then it took them, I believe, 5 days to fix it so that the building was secure again. And just like a lot of, I was gonna say a laundry list of other things. Principally, the laundry in the building, the laundry facilities have been broken since last October, and they are still not fixed. And yet, I pay for an apartment with on-site laundry. It's ridiculous. But I did not want to move. I liked the layout of my apartment and the price of my apartment, and I really, really did not want to go through the hassle of moving again, trying to find a place that was similarly priced with the same amount of space and yada yada yada. But ever since things recently have really taken that significant dive into the waters of being like a genuinely unsafe place to live, I have no choice. So for the past like month, I've known for like 2 months that moving is something that I need to do, and I just was really dragging my feet on making any effort to do it, because I have a lot of things going on right now, and I was really, really, really not pleased with moving, becoming one of them. So I asked my dad if he would look, but he lives in California, and he's a homeowner, and he doesn't understand really what renting is like for somebody in today's today's day and age. Maybe a little out of touch. But, you know, he tried. He was very helpful. He was looking at, like, apartments.com, but he just doesn't really understand, like, you know, you have to read the fine print very carefully when you're looking for an apartment and you have a pet, like I do, because a lot of places will bury it in the fine print that they will allow a pet if you pay them like an insane amount of a security deposit and a really exorbitant monthly pet rent, or they just don't allow pets at all, or, you know, things like that. And just like not really understanding my budget. So, but it helped motivate me, you know, knowing that somebody was, you know, with me in it, knowing that I need to do it, I don't have a choice. So eventually I also started looking myself. I got on Zillow, and I started looking around. I was looking for anywhere in the Twin Cities. I was really, really sick of living in my neighborhood because I did not know this when I moved to Minnesota from California, but I know now that I did not move into a good neighborhood. Everybody that I've spoken with since moving here, when I tell them where I live, they usually go, so apparently it's not a great neighborhood, but I guess that explains the price. So I know some people here now that I've been living here for 3 years, so I have some people that I can call upon for advice, people who have lived here for their whole lives, or at least for several years, to advise me on whether or not the areas that I was looking at moving to were safe areas. And I just began looking for one-bedroom apartments with a pet policy that did not include really just outlandish fees and additional rent, and had in the building laundry facilities. I did find one listing for an apartment that had an in-unit washer and dryer, and I got really excited about it. But when I went to go to the viewing, I was told, oh yeah, we have units that have an in-unit washer and dryer, but it's not for the price that we were advertising on the apartment listing. It's actually about $500 more per month for those apartments, which is crazy because on the apartment listing they advertise every single unit as having an in-unit washer dryer for the listed price. So there's a lot of that you run into when you are looking for a place to rent. A lot of either outright dishonesty or just like deliberate trickiness. So that was the first viewing I went to. There's another one that said it had an in-unit washer dryer, and I showed up and the guy let me in. It was dumping rain that day. He let me in and he said, I just need to go run down to the laundry room to grab the key. And I was like, the laundry room, you guys have this listed as a unit with an in-unit washer dryer? And he said, yeah, it's in unit, it's in the basement. I said, that's not what that means. So the me not having usable on-site laundry since October has really kind of inflated the importance of laundry in my head. Obviously, it's something that I need, but it does not need to be in my unit, it just needs to work. So I went to an apartment viewing like last week. I think June 25th, I went to view an apartment. And it's not in Minneapolis. I feel really burnt out on Minneapolis. It's not having a good time there. I went to go view this place, and it is newly renovated on the interior with nice hardwood floors, except for in the bedroom. The bedroom does have carpet, but I can deal with that. It does have a through-wall AC unit, which I know from visiting friends of mine in their apartments that in a through-the-wall AC unit, which is larger than a window box AC unit, is ample for cooling down a one-bedroom apartment unit. I do also have my own, like, auxiliary AC unit, the kind that you have a hose vent that goes out the window, but the AC unit itself is not in the window, it just vents out the window. I have one of those. It's like 7,700 BTU. It's quite strong. I had it from my apartment in downtown San Diego, which was also a very old construction, but it did not black out that unit, so I have no idea what the issue is at my current place. But we recently had a heat wave in Minnesota. It was about 105 degrees out for like 2 days, and heat rises, and I'm on the 3rd floor, so it felt even hotter inside my apartment. I was just drenched in sweat, couldn't sleep, no air conditioning in my apartment, and my cat, Mila, was panting like a dog, and I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna die of heat stroke. So I got my cat, I left the apartment with them so that we could go someplace with air conditioning, just for them to be safe. So very excited that this place has an air conditioner and is also renovated, and I trust that my additional air conditioning unit will not black out the entire apartment, because I'm still going to keep it. The through-the-wall AC unit is in the living room kitchen area. I need to sleep in like Arctic conditions, so I'm still gonna keep my original auxiliary AC unit for the bedroom. But it's a large space. It's actually a bigger apartment than the place that I have now, and the layout is much better. It's very open, large living room opening into the kitchen. It's like kind of like it's a big rectangle. This side is the living room, from like the front door being here. This big side of the rectangle is the living room, and on this wall there's actually a balcony, a small balcony, and then across this part of the rectangle right here is the dining room, and then back down there's the kitchen. And there's one like wall that comes about halfway up the rectangle that separates it. There's a kitchen on one side, there's a wall, living room on the other side. The wall doesn't go all the way across, so it goes kitchen, dining area, living room, and then there's a wall. So it's very open, which will make cleaning easier. It will allow a lot of light in has like a gray like vinyl plank, but whatever. All I care about is that it's hardwood floors running throughout the majority of the unit for ease of cleaning. The walls have already been repainted for me. The previous tenant moved out, and they already repainted, and it's like a cool gray, almost white, so a lot of light will be able to bounce around, which is very important to me. Lots and lots of closet space, so much closet space. A full-sized oven. Ever since I moved out on my own, when I was 18, I moved out and I briefly had roommates, which gave me, the ability to live in a larger home. I did not like having roommates, and when I was 19, I moved out on my own in a cheap little studio apartment that had a kitchenette oven. So if you're familiar with baking sheet pans, not like the kitchenette size oven, you cannot even fit a half-sized sheet pan in that oven. The sheet pan, a half-sized sheet pan, is wider than a kitchenette oven, and if you try to rotate it, it's also deeper. If you put it in long ways, it props the door open just a crack. So if you're trying to bake something very finicky like macaron, you have to have the door completely closed. It won't work. So for the past 10 years, I've been cooking in a kitchenette oven that is only able to use quarter-size sheet pans. And I like to bake on occasion, and when I do, I bake a lot, and it's very, very, very inconvenient to have to bake everything in batches because I can only fit a quarter-size sheet tray in my oven. So this kitchen has a full-sized oven. It does have the heated coil stovetop, which I am not a huge fan of. I like a gas stove, but I would rather have a full-sized oven with a hot coil stovetop than a kitchenette oven with a gas range, because I thought about it for a while, and I really think that I utilize the oven more than the stovetop, because when I am using my kitchen for my enjoyment and my hobby, it's usually baking. And even when I cook for myself, I use the oven more frequently. Like, I'll do a big, braise in a roasting pot inside the oven. So, and also, it's very easy, if I ever if the need ever arises for me to have a single gas burner, you can get single gas burners that you put gas cans in. A lot of YouTubers have them, even though they have full service kitchens. They'll have a single portable gas burner, because they can set it up right underneath their camera tripod. So if it ever becomes that serious, then I can do that. But another huge benefit to having the full-sized oven is that there is a vent hood thing above the stove, which kitchenette ovens do not have vents. So anytime I was searing something or making myself a steak, the smoke alarm going off every time. So I'm very, 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 very excited about having a full-sized usable oven with the ventilation above it. The sink has sink basins, which is like so incredibly helpful and useful because my parents' kitchen always had 2 sink basins, and when I originally moved out with roommates, every place that I can remember had 2 sink basins in the kitchen, but ever since moving out alone, I've had just 1 sink basin, which is kind of annoying when you're washing dishes because you want to like have the dirty side and then the rinse side of the sink when you're hand washing dishes. So now I have that. I have a sink with 2 sink basins. It also has a garbage disposal. None of the apartments that I've lived in by myself for the last 10 years have had a garbage disposal, so I have a full-sized oven. Okay, like, see, I'm so glad that we're talking right now because I've been like really just annoyed that circumstances in my current living situation have become such that I need to leave. But the place that I found is really great. Okay, so it's bigger by a kind of a lot. It's modernized and updated, so I'm not gonna have these insane problems anymore, knock on wood. It has a balcony, so I'm gonna try to grow some cold hardy fruiting plants. Like there's certain berry varieties, herbs, and tomatoes that I can grow in Zone 5, which is where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I am. So I'm very excited to try to grow some fruiting plants. That would be just amazing. So I have a balcony, bigger apartment, balcony, modernized, hopefully less problems. Kitchen with a full-size oven and a vent hood and a sink with 2 basins and a garbage disposal. Now, a 2-basin sink is great for when you're hand washing dishes, but I'm gonna have a dishwasher also. I'm gonna need to learn how to use the dishwasher because I don't know how to do that actually, but the kitchen has a dishwasher. A dishwasher. Lots and lots of closet space, like truly so much closet space, it's crazy. So like think again to my living room, the way that I was trying to describe it to you. You enter the door here. This side of the wall is the short side of the rectangle. That whole wall is a closet. So everything that I have in my current apartment is in a built-in hutch. I could put it in that closet and I'll be organized. I'm gonna have Tupperwares that have my yarn, my craft supplies, my, all kinds of stuff. It's all gonna fit in that living room closet that has like attractive accordion style doors, and I can keep it closed and it'll be so nice and like not cluttery. The bathroom has a closet, so I can keep all my linens and toiletries, and I can put the litter box in there too. It'd be so nice to have the litter box in the bathroom. And because currently I keep all my stuff in one of those like flimsy shelves, wire shelves that goes like over the toilets. Like I don't like having my stuff out where I can see it. It feels cluttered. I like things to be put away, out of sight, in their place, behind a door. So these closets are getting me real excited right now. And then the bedroom has 2 closets. One of them is like kind of a coat closet size closet. It's little bit wide. It's about like 1.5 times as wide as a normal coat closet sized closet, but it's deeper. Like, with nothing in it, you can like walk around inside of it. And then next to that closet is a full walk-in size closet. So I can have like, I like to keep my work stuff separate from my regular clothes. Like currently I use my hall closet as my uniforms and luggage closet. So I'll keep the smaller closet as my uniforms and luggage closet, and then I'll use the walk-in closet as like my clothes and stuff. And then the bedroom is larger by a lot, because my current bedroom, now that I bought a queen size bed, it literally takes up the entire bedroom, and it's very hard to walk around my bedroom. You basically have to like barrel roll over the bed if you want to get from the sunroom to the hallway and back. Not gonna be an issue with this place. And the way that it will be oriented, the bed will be on like facing long ways, and I'm still gonna have a place to hang my projector screen, and then the projector will be over the bed so I can lay in bed and watch Netflix on my big projector screen. But it's gonna be even better because since the bedroom is longer than my current bedroom, the projector screen will be farther away from the projector, which means I can project a bigger image. Because right now, my current bedroom is so short and shallow that the picture on my projector screen is not as big as my projector screen, but it can't move back any farther, so I can't make it any bigger. So I'm gonna have like full movie theater realness going on. And since the bedroom is going to be kind of in its own separate section of my apartment, whereas right now there is a sunroom attached to my bedroom that I never put curtains up in because that's the play area for my darling cat. I want the light to come in. I want the cats to be able to look out the window, so I never put up curtains in the sunroom. So there's always light in my bedroom, and you can't use a projector when there's light. So I only ever watch Netflix really, really late at night, which then makes me stay up later than I should. So I'll put up like blackout curtains in my bedroom only, so that I can watch Netflix at a reasonable time of night and then go to bed. And then I'll keep no window dressings on the rest of the windows the way that I like it to be, so that the light can just continue to rain into the unit and bounce around. And then there is no in-unit washer and dryer, but there is a laundry facility on every floor of the building. So I'm not gonna have to go down to the basement every time to do laundry anymore. It's actually just a couple doors down from where I'm moving into. It's gonna be fabulous. My current laundry hamper is broken because of trying to haul it up and down 3 flights of stairs to try to use a washing machine that did not work and would leave my clothes soaked, so they would be so heavy that the handles of my hamper broke. So I'm gonna get like a new one with wheels so I can just wheel a few doors down, do my laundry, and wheel it back. I'm like really excited to be able to like do laundry in my apartment. It's crazy. But I think the most exciting part of all is that I'm not going to be living this anymore. I'm not going to be living in the city anymore. I am moving to a place that, I've only visited like twice, but it's quiet. Each time I've gone, it's been quiet. And I've spoken to people who live in the building to try to ask, is it a quiet place to live? And they say yes. It's not surrounded by businesses or restaurants or city stuff. It's residential. And it seems quiet. And I'm really, really hoping that it's going to allow me to record videos for you guys in my home, which would just open my availability to making more videos, since I'm trying less and less to work trips with layovers. I'm trying to be in hotel rooms less and less. So that would just be so wonderful if it could be quiet enough in my home to make videos in my home. As soon as I actually finish this move, which is still like a mountain in front of me, it feels like it's just gonna be a lot to do. But I'm very excited to try to make a video in my home and see if it will be quiet and relaxing. So please bear with me. I was not anticipating having to move. I didn't think that it would happen this quickly. It is all for the best, but it's going to be hectic to get it all done quickly. So that's gonna interfere with me, I fear, for a little bit. But I really think it's gonna turn out positively for my channel. And I'm very excited to hopefully update you from my home soon. So, and to all of you who have been so sweet, because I have mentioned the way that things were taking a bad turn for the worse at my current home, and you've been very sweet and supportive. So I hope that the place that I've found will be great for this channel, and I hope that you will tune in to my future uploads. I hope that you found this video relaxing